Let's stay with the crisis in Ukraine, and volunteers in the country are trying to keep cultural heritage safe by scanning iconic buildings and monuments. The images are then transformed into 3D digital models, which are stored in the cloud. Take a look.
This is the wreckage of war. Buildings in ruins, mangled beyond recognition by bombings. UNESCO says at least 70 religious sites, 13 museums, 33 historic buildings and 17 monuments have been damaged since Russia's invasion in February. Precious statues are moved from a damaged museum by workers keen to protect Ukrainian heritage.
Our history is at risk, but there's another way to preserve it, forever. Backup Ukraine is a digital archive.
Now, a new digital project is offering another way to keep these places safe.
And you can volunteer to archive Ukraine's history. All you need is your phone.
Backup Ukraine is a project that relies on volunteers in Ukraine documenting important sites.
The fastest way to erase a people's national identity is by destroying their cultural heritage. So when we saw exactly that happen, we knew that we needed to do something and we needed to do it fast.
The project lets ordinary Ukrainians become volunteer digital archivists, capturing buildings, monuments and more as full 3D models using just their smartphones. It's powered by a 3D scanning mobile app that uses photogrammetry or LiDAR technology to create a detailed three-dimensional model.
Publish or capture.
All the processing is done in the cloud, and every scan tagged to a Ukrainian location is automatically saved to a database.
Where no bombs can reach.
The breakthrough that we saw and that we utilized in launching this project is that now it's something that's done in the cloud by an algorithm, which means that everyday people using just their phones can make really precise 3D models at a level that was normally reserved for professionals with millions of dollars of equipment. So that power is now in the pocket of every Ukrainian.
Launched by UNESCO and Blue Shield Denmark to preserve cultural heritage from the horrors of the war.
The project, which was launched in April, is backed by Denmark's National UNESCO Committee and Blue Shield.
We are reaching out now to everyone, potentially everyone with a mobile phone, and they can help protect their own cultural heritage. Not only the big monuments and what you have in the museums, but also what you find being important cultural heritage. And that is a completely game changer in this conflict.
33-year-old Kiev resident Maxim Kaminin is digitally preserving his heritage. The trained architect and interior designer understands the importance of protecting the country's culture for future generations. Since the beginning of the war, his life changed dramatically. With little work on offer, he visits towns and cities to dispense humanitarian aid. While there, he captures buildings and monuments on his phone. He's now contributed over 100 smartphone scans.
Now there is full-scale destruction of Ukrainian culture by the Russian Federation. Historical buildings, monuments and sculptures are destroyed and books are burned. Churches, which are more than 1,000 years old, are also being destroyed. We must do everything we can to preserve and pass on our heritage to future generations.
Та ми маємо зробити все можливе, щоб зберегти та передати майбутнім поколінням.
The app has recorded over 6,000 downloads. Thompson says they have between 30 and 50 active core users regularly contributing scans.
Even the things behind us has lasted thousands of years already, but nothing in the physical world lasts forever. Whereas a digital copy, as long as you make sure that you maintain the database, can live on for eternity.
The project has a precedent. After France's Notre Dame was devastated by fire in April 2019, some of the most detailed 3D scans of the cathedral were created for a video game. And while Thompson says he hopes the 3D scans will never be needed, it is thought the digital models could one day aid reconstruction, new model casts, or just as a form of documentation. Bureau Report, WION. World is One.